Welcome to Rebel Chaser. My name is Gail, and I have several clips for you today from Judge Boyd's courtroom where people are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. But the first one from her court is a man who was remanded and given an increased bond for a court mix-up. And Judge Boyd wasn't real happy about that. So I'll let you guys watch that. And then there's several other just silliness in her courtroom where people just aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. And then also, I'm going to add one from Judge Simpson's courtroom where a woman has a complete meltdown. And I'll let you guys watch.
All right. Brown, if you can unmute for me. Good morning. All right, state, this is a violation report on a driving while intoxicated. And the officer, the pretrial officer is here. Okay. So we're going to go on this, and I guess the pretrial officer has some information to give us.
Okay, Judge.
All right, thank you.
If I can preface before she speaks, Judge, I asked Norma to provide you with a couple of orders.
Yes, she's given those to me.
Okay, and along with a violation report. So just as a predicate to what Ms. Brown is going to tell you, if you look at the orders, Judge, on November.
Just give us Mr. Garcia, just give us a moment. We're going to go on the record, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, and Ernest Mora, come forward, please. All right, the court is going to call 2023 CR 9524, State of Texas versus Ernest Mora. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Eddie Garcia.
Thank you. And are you Mr. Mora?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we are here on a violation report. And it's saying that he did not report for the installation of Scram and that he's pending his monthly calibration for the ignition interlock. Have both parties had a chance to review the violation report, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
All right, defense, you wanted to address the violation report?
I do, Your Honor. And it's confusing to me. That's why I asked Ms. Brown to be here this morning. But just to lay the groundwork, if you look at what I asked Norma to provide this morning for your review, Judge, there are two orders that were signed on November 30th of 2023. One was signed by you when Mr. Moore was in court, where you scratched through the requirement of Scram because he was already on interlock.
Yes.
But the same day, at or about the same time, Judge Moore must have received the violation report also. And either before you scratched through the requirement to Scram, Judge Moore not only increased the bond, but he also ordered that the Scram device be placed on Mr. Moore. So consequently, when Mr. Moore showed up to court on January 29th, he was taken into custody. I don't know if you recall that we did a satellite bond, and he was trying to explain what had happened. And I was not aware at the time, and the time was so short that I couldn't look into it at the time. But it looks like the two orders are at odds, and the reason that this violation report keeps coming up is because Ms. Brown can address this, is because pretrial services still sees this as an active order that was not complied with.
All right. So this is what we're going to do. Counsel, this is what we're going to do. All right, because I do see from the docket sheet that I recall the warrant because there were issues. And what this means now is whenever an order is signed for the violation report, I'm not only going to put a date on it, I'm going to put a time so that way everybody will know. So here's the question. Does he want to be on Scram or does he want to be on ignition or interlock? I will only have him on one.
I believe it interlock, Judge, because it's less expensive. Is that right, Mr. Morrow?
And I already have it as we speak, so it'd be a lot more easier for me rather than to take it off and then to get something else. Like I said, I'm already.
All right, and so for
I think we just lost.
Eddie?
Yes, we lost the connection for just a bit.
All right, so your client is saying that he wishes to remain on ignition interlock. Is ignition interlock the cheaper device, Officer Brown?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so what I'm going to do is today, February 8th, I'm removing the condition for Scram. He will be on ignition interlock. All right, everybody just staring at me and not responding.
I just want to make sure that he doesn't have a warrant or anything
Yes.
else, because I saw there was a bond increase by Judge Moore. I just wanted to make sure that was clarified, that on the record, or.
Well, with regards to the
Jason-
bond increase on the January 29th, he signed this on November 30th. On January 29th, I asked that his order be recalled.
Okay.
So he should not have an increase.
No, unfortunately, Judge, because of the conflict, he had to make bond again, even though really he shouldn't have had to because
So
of
he
the
doesn't
conflict.
have a bond issue now though, correct?
No, he does not have a bond issue now. He made that $10,000 bond on the 29th when he went to court.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna order the removal of Scram. He will remain on ignition interlock. Is there any other issues that I need to know about?
No, Your
No,
Honor, as far as
Judge.
I'm concerned.
All right, so Mr. Moore, are you employed? All right, what are your work hours?
I go in at about 2:30 in the morning and I normally get out about 9:30.
All right, are you able to use Zoom?
I would
No, I mean,
imagine-
it's for you. If you're able to use
I
Zoom,
don't know what it is, but I can imagine I could.
okay, so if Eddie, if he's able to use Zoom instead of,
Yes, sir.
being off from work or whatever, he's more than welcome to use Zoom for his court appearance, and I'll write that on the docket sheet.
Thank you, Your Honor. Are you referring to future court appearances?
Yes, because he's set to appear in court. Next date is February 26th, and it's for discovery matters. So you can appear by Zoom for that date. All right.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
don't
sorry
know
that
if I
happened
can-
to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Judge. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you so much. So I'm gonna
Okay, thank
write,
you.
defendant, I'm gonna write that you can appear by Zoom. And remove Scram requirement or condition. And he's to remain on ignition interlock. And I'm gonna sign this and put the time on it, which is 9:32 a.m. Okay, is there anything else? Officer Brown, thank you so much for zooming in. Is there anything else that he needs from you?
No, Judge, he just needs to make sure he calibrates before his lockout for his interlock.
All right, make sure you calibrate, okay? All right, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking time, Your Honor.
No problem. Have a great day.
Okay.
Who is here on Andre Moody? All right. Hello,
How you doing?
how are you doing?
Fine.
Well, it doesn't seem like you're doing well because you're before me,
Yes, ma'am.
and you're not before me because you've been successful. And you're not before me because you have questions. You're before me because I have questions and probation has questions. All right, let me ask you this. If you're revoked on this, how much time could you do in prison? No. Everybody will say, I can't do any time in prison. You know, somebody would tell this story for us this is when I first started out. They said the judge asked the defendant, so how much time could you do in prison? Just let me know. And you know what they said? The defendant told him, oh, I can do 2 days. And you know what the judge told him? You know what? You just look at every time as 2 days increments. And you know what that judge did? Sent that person to prison for 30 years. So on this case, how much time could I send you to prison for?
How much you can?
Yeah.
10 years?
10 years?
Ma'am.
Do you want to go to prison?
No, ma'am.
Do you want to go to prison because you are not doing what you're supposed to do?
Right.
And people, well, you're acting as though you do, because people are working with you, and it says your counselor contacted you and said you missed your group session.
Ma'am.
And then the counselor said, look, I will let you make up those sessions. And your answer to this counselor, knowing you could go to prison for 10 years, was, I don't think I can do that. So do you think you can do 10 years in prison?
No, ma'am.
Then why are you acting like you can?
I live in Universal City, ma'am, and recently I've been just struggling. You know, I've lost my job because of transportation, getting back and forth. There's no public transportation in Universal City. Mr. Sheldon is a wonderful counselor. You know, I did go set up that meeting with him again because he helps me a lot. You know, I just wasn't able to. I'm not able to move, like get to places, you know, so.
Who do you know in Universal City?
I have a roommate. I don't have no family out here. All my family has passed away. I'm from California, you know, so I don't really have people here, you know, I don't have any help. I've been paying $400 every 2 weeks at where I'm staying just to live there, you know, and then I've been catching Uber and live back and forth to work to get there. And then that's a lot of money, you know, I don't have it, you know, and then, I've been trying to do it. I could get to places, you know, like today I walked from Universal City to Converse to catch the bus to get here today. But I don't have like funds. Like I'm just getting backed up and on everything, and everything is kind of like coming at me at one time. And I don't know. I don't have no help. You know, I don't have nothing.
How old are you?
30, about to be 31 next month.
You'll be asked to step
I'll be
outside.
I'll be
Just 1
31.
second, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Who is talking to the inmates like this is visitation? Who is it? Deputy Lord, who was it?
It's that baby with the dark hair.
Excuse me. Hi, miss. I'm gonna need you to step outside the courtroom. All right.
I'll be 30.
Yes.
I'll be 31 next month.
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be 31.
All
next
right,
month.
so you're gonna have to sit down with somebody. And by somebody, I mean probation will help you. You're going to have to get employment and figure out a budget.
I do. I have income tax. I was working all last year. I have income tax coming February 26th. That's going.
Well, I hope you didn't have somebody do your income tax where they take
No,
a
ma'am.
major percentage of it and then.
I don't know. I just filed. You know, I file with her every year. You know, I work every year. Yes, ma'am. And
All right, so he's saying he lives in Universal City. Are we aware of him living in Universal City? Did you let them know you lived in Universal City?
No.
So, state, this appears to be his issue. He doesn't have any transportation.
I was able to obtain my license. I've been working on that. I did get a car, but the next day it had a blown head gasket, so I lost it and I lost my money. So that kind of set me back as well, you know. And I've been trying to get a car like the right way, because that's why I really got my license and did that, because I didn't want to get another car that was going to go bad on me. So I got my license and trying to do it.
All right, and they say you worked full-time at Hooters, or you did? What do you do at Hooters?
Cook.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
all right. Ms. Abrams,
Yes, Judge.
they're asking for him to restart IOP.
Yes, Judge. That is the recommendation. And additionally, for them to restart IOP, I do want to ensure that he is enrolled in his VIP course at least by the either end of the month or, mid-March.
Okay,
Ma'am, I tried to enroll into the VIP class online due to my transportation issues, but it was $195 to enroll. I didn't have the money. You know, I enrolled in Mr. Sheldon's class.
all right, and see, here's the thing. I understand how finances are hitting you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But you know why these financial issues are hitting you and you gotta still just deal with it? Because these are consequences for your offense.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you would not have committed this offense, guess what?
I wouldn't be in this
You wouldn't be
situation.
here. Ms. Abrams, with regards to enrollment in BIP, he says he's getting his income tax, so we can give him till March 28th to enroll in BIP. You drug tested today. What are the results going to be?
Did any drug.
All right, so we're going to drug test him today.
Your Honor, I would like to point out that his last drug test was positive for marijuana back in December. So we can see if that's out of the system by now.
Okay, all right. So you're going to get drug tested today,
Wow.
and we're going to see what the results are. And if the results are positive, we're going to have another conversation. But for now, he's enrolling the BIP on March 28th, and he's to restart IOP. So you're still telling me it's going to be negative?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else, Ms. Abrams?
No, Judge.
All right, just sit there. Do you need any water or anything?
Yes, please.
All right, just have a seat. All right, Christopher Martin Trevino. And then after that, it will be Claudel Carney.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. All right, so Mr. Trevino, your counsel has filed a motion to withdraw as your attorney. And counsel, you're saying there's a breakdown in communication?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is this breakdown, you're giving him advice and he doesn't want to follow it?
I think it's more than that, Your Honor. He has,
Okay.
he has 3 misdemeanors as well. Judge Menace withdrew me on those cases and, you know, I mean, when he tells me I'm dismissed, then I don't think we can.
All right,
repair
so here's the
relationship.
thing. You are in felony court. Today is your plea deadline date. As a defendant, people think their rights are, oh, I get to decide how this case is going to be tried. I get to decide strategy. I get to decide this and that. No, you do not. The only thing that you get to decide as someone who's accused of a crime is whether or not you're going to testify, whether or not you're going to accept a plea, whether or not you're going to the judge or jury for punishment, whether or not, as I previously stated, you're going to remain silent, which means you're not going to testify. You don't get to decide how the motions your attorney file. You don't get to decide how your attorney files your case. Do you understand? Or tries your case. Do you understand? So what I need to know from you, have you received an offer from the state?
No.
All right, so go back.
Yes,
All right, if
he
you'll
has received an offer.
if you'll retell them what the offer is, counselor, and then you need to let me know whether or not you're accepting that offer or not.
Accepting any.
All right, so you want a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I'll hear your motion to withdraw, counsel. Court is calling 2023 CR 4277, State of Texas versus Christopher Martin Trevino. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Stephen Harkowitz.
All right, and are you Mr. Trevino?
ma'am.
All right, counsel, you filed a motion to withdraw. What is your reason for the motion to withdraw?
There's been a breakdown in the ability to communicate with Mr. Trevino to the point where, for example, yesterday I sent him some reminders. He didn't respond to them. When we were in misdemeanor court a few weeks ago, he told me I was dismissed. So, and I don't believe that we're going to be able to repair the attorney-client relationship to the point that I can effectively continue to represent Mr. Trevino. So I'm asking the court to withdraw me as his attorney and appoint him an attorney that perhaps he can have a better relationship with.
All right, are you gonna hire an attorney? Because that's what you'll need to do.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, motion to withdraw is denied. I'm gonna recall this for next week. You need to have an attorney hired. Do you understand? All right. We are going to recall this. Norma, can you recall this for February 15th? All right, you need to have an attorney at that time.
This
You
is for the
understand?
deadline.
Hmm?
This is for the deadline still, or?
On February 15th, you will either have hired or retained an attorney, and that attorney will come in here on February 15th, or either this will be your attorney. Do you understand?
But I'm saying, did you do the jury trial yet? Or we're gonna wait
sorry?
till that attorney's
Oh, do
present?
you want to go to the jury trial with this attorney? Because we can arrange for a
that's what
jury
it's for.
trial
Okay.
today.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, they're going to come back on the 15th. And Mr. Trevino, and we're off the record, Mr. Trevino, if you do not communicate with your attorney, guess what?
I do communicate.
Nope, listen to me. If you do not communicate with your attorney and communicate with your attorney respectfully, guess what's going to end up happening? You're going to go to jury trial with an attorney that you have not communicated with respectfully and you have not talked to. Do you understand?
What
All
if it's
right.
the other way around, though, Judge?
Hmm?
What if it's the other way around? What if I'm the one trying to communicate and I'm
Oh.
not getting no response?
Oh, well, here we go. He's here right now. You're here.
I
You
already
all
tried
can
talking to him
talk.
outside. He didn't want to do anything I
Here's the
said.
thing. You're here right now. He's here. I'm sure he will speak to you. So just have a seat and he will speak with you. Okay? Mr. Moody, come forward. So we're not on the record. When's the last time you used marijuana?
I haven't used it since December.
No, I mean, unless something is wrong with the laws of
Right.
physics and the time continuum has changed, you should not be positive for marijuana if the last time you used is in December. So let me just tell you something right now. You're on probation out of this court. If you want to continue to use marijuana, you're an adult, that's up to you. But using marijuana while you're on probation is not allowed. It's against your conditions of probation. And guess what? You may or may not end up going to prison for 10 years. And when people ask you why you're at the prison for 10 years, you can tell them because you wanted to use marijuana. And I'm sure at the prison, there's a way that people can make their marijuana. I know there's a way that people can make their alcohol if they so choose to imbibe, but you will be at the prison. And guess what? At the prison, you don't have to worry about catching but one bus. And you know what that bus is? The bus from the jail to the prison. So I am not going to tolerate any more excuses from you, because if you can find time to do marijuana, you can find time to get to Universal City. I don't want to hear this nonsense about I had to walk from Universal City to Converse, because guess what? Those are consequences from being on probation. You need to get a job, and in your job, you need to include reporting to probation and doing your treatment. You should have been done with treatment, but no, you're missing classes. Any other place, guess what they would have done? Maybe issued a warrant for your arrest instead of having this conversation, and you'll be taken into custody and you will be brought out wearing orange or red, whichever category they put you in. Do you understand? And if the roommate you're living with is allowing you to use marijuana where you all live, then that's not a good roommate. But I am not going to tolerate any more nonsense with you not following through on what you need to do. This is the last conversation we're going to have, the last compliance we're going to have. If I get another report and everything is in order, I'm going to sign it. And when I sign it, it's going to be for a motion to revoke. You will have to make bond. If you don't make bond, you'll be brought over and we will hear the allegations. Either they're going to be true or not true. And if they're true, you're looking at potentially 10 years in prison. So it's up to you to make the decision of whether or not marijuana is worth 10 years of your life, potentially, or 1 year, or 5 days. You understand? So do not come back here before trying to get tea and sympathy from me. You understand? All right, good luck to you. And probation on Mr. Moody, if you can make sure that he's tested for levels. Yeah. All right, who's here on Claudel Carney? All right. Oh, excuse me to everyone in the box, if you all could move down to that end, because we're going to go on the record on this case. All right, the court is calling 2023 CR 10366, State of Texas versus Claudel Dwayne Carney. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Denny
Okay.
Callahan defense.
And are you Mr. Carney?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right, you entered a plea to count one. You entered a plea of no contest to the offense of aggravated robbery. Punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. The state is opposing your application for deferred adjudication. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, sir.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report, state?
No,
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
Any witnesses, state?
no,
Defense?
No, Your Honor. Only allocution.
All right. State you're opposed
yes.
and why?
Your Honor, it's mainly due to the defendant's criminal history. He does have 2 prior felonies here in Barrett County. And he does have an extensive history out of the state in Louisiana. So it's mainly on the criminal history, Judge.
All right. Defense?
May I present his allocution in writing? I've shown it to the prosecutor already.
And no objection, Judge.
All right, yes, you may. And just give me a moment to read this.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Callahan?
You know, there's a mental health factor in this case, and you can see that in the PSI. Draw your attention to page 9. I think he would profit, and so would society if you would give him supervision. He's motivated because now he has a child. He changed his life. He's also pushing 40. That's another motivation. The victim in this case was not injured, was threatened, but not injured. And his property was returned to him. I asked the court to consider deferred adjudication with mixed supervision. In the alternative, I asked for 180 days in jail before the imposition of deferred adjudication. I think he would like to say a few words to the court himself.
All right. Would you like to speak? Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Name is Claudel Dwayne Carney.
All right. Defense?
May he narrate, Your Honor?
Yes, if there's an objection from the state. You may.
Your Honor, I know what I did wrong, and I'm terribly sorry for disrespecting the court by coming up in this place. And I recently lost 2 jobs, and I was hit by an 18-wheeler inside of an Uber, and that's how I lost both of my jobs. And I ventured off to go into the streets, and that was my intention was not to. This guy was my friend at first, and it wasn't my fault that I got hit by this 18-wheeler and lost both of my jobs. But I just want to say that if I could right my wrongs and to try to pay restitutions, and furthermore, I just recently found out I have a child, ma'am, and I came all the way from New Orleans just to try to find her, and I found her. And I deeply apologize, Ms. Boyd, if I know my record is bad, and I'm a good person. I come from a military family, And it's about accountability and holding myself accountable. If I'm wrong, I know what I did, but if I can fix it, man, I have one chance just to fix it. That's all I'm asking.
Anything further?
And recently my brother just passed away, who I stay with. He went to sleep and never woke back up. He had a heart attack. And my little cousin, I just missed both of their funerals, man. I'm sitting in this jailhouse and I'm realizing how many people is passing away, and time does not stop when you come to a place like this. And I'm tired of my conscience is eating up at me for what I did wrong. But this the hand that I had chose, this the bed that I chose to lay in. And if I can fix it with the victim and help him out as well to try to pay it forward, man, I will. And I would be sure to do that and try to. And also, I don't have no one to look after my child no more, man. My brother was there for her. He was a school teacher. And I come from a nice, beautiful family, man.
So because you come from a nice, beautiful family, why are you here?
I'm here.
No, I mean, why are you? Because I've looked at your criminal history. Why are you say you have a military family, you say you come from a good family. So I don't understand why you're making the choices that you're making in your life. Why are you making these choices? Because you had a choice.
Yes, man.
Buy your phone or take somebody else's phone. You chose to take somebody else's phone.
You know, the crazy part is I had a phone on me that day, man. I had my own phone.
Yeah, so that's why I'm trying to figure out why you're making these choices.
It was a foolish mistake.
And how old are you?
I just turned 38, man, November 15th.
Right, so there are no excuses. Like, what's the excuse for taking a phone and you say you already had a phone?
We had, me and Mr. Ted, we had got into it. And it was a foolish mistake. I should never did it.
No, it was a choice, not a mistake.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm trying to figure out, why are you making these choices? You tell me you come from a good family. You have a military family. You now have a daughter in your life and you came all the way here to find your daughter. You find your daughter and then you're making these choices.
Yes.
So I'm trying to figure out why.
Okay. I had lost my job, both of them. I was working at Taco Bell in a Ford warehouse, man. And me and my little brother, the one that recently passed away, got into it, and he put me out. And I really didn't have nowhere to go. I was on the streets, man.
What about your sisters?
My sisters, I have 9 brothers and sisters. Once you do one person something wrong in my family, the entire family mad at me. And I didn't have nowhere to go, man. And I went back to the streets, and that was the worst thing I should have never did in my life, man.
All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Nothing to say, Judge.
All right, what are you requesting?
Nick Miles supervision, Your Honor, and deferred adjudication has, but in the alternative, 180 days in jail as a condition of deferred adjudication.
And state, what are you requesting?
We're opposed to the application for deferred adjudication. We're asking that it was a 10 opposed that you oppose that.
Okay. All right, probation.
Yes, Judge.
And this is just because I love to have more information than not information. This is not saying I'm going to rule one way or the other. Can you explain why DDRF is saying that he does not meet their targeted population, but according to the report I'm reading, it says in 2003, he was in DDRF.
Your Honor, those are reviewed on a yearly basis, so in 2003, he may have met, and now he does not. I'll look more into the case. Can I have a name, please?
It's Claudel Carney. All right, everyone have a seat. I'm gonna think about this.
May I address the court vote?
Yes,
It's 2022, 23, not
2003. All right. Thank you. All right. And his mom was here in court, but she was talking to him in the box. But both parties, I do have an email from her.
Okay, no objection.
Okay. All right, we're gonna go on the record. Court is calling 2023 CR 3275, State of Texas versus Robert Perez. Could our parties announce for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Victor Gomez for Mr. Pettis.
And are you Mr. Perez?
Yes, ma'am.
Going to show you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Robert Perez who was placed on community supervision in 2023 CR 3275 for the offense of tampering with evidence on July 17, 2023 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 41, on or about the 19th day of December 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Roger Pettis, did then and there fail to comply with the rules and regulations of the felony drug court by failing to call the urinalysis line in violation of condition number 41.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, ma'am.
And
Say.
Your Honor, we waive the other violations alleged in the motion.
Any objections?
No objection.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation? Excuse me, if you all could not talk so close to the court reporter. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 41, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 5 years in prison and up to a $2,000 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition 41?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 41 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. We're asking that you deny the motion and continue the defendant on probation. And we're asking that he attends the state ISF cognitive track, followed by ISP supervision, which is the probation recommendation.
All right, and probation, that's what you're asking for?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Pettis, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Robert Pettis.
All right, why are you not following the court's instructions and following the rules on probation?
Well, I was just real depressed about my daughters. I mean, this is the longest time I ever been without them. And
Whose fault is that?
yes, ma'am, I understand.
So you can't come to court and saying, I'm depressed about my daughters, and this is the longest time I've been without them. And the reason why you're without them is because of your own actions.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
So that's no excuse. So why are you not doing what you need to do on probation? You want to go to prison?
No, ma'am, no, ma'am.
So why are you not doing what's being asked of you? I don't understand.
I was just real depressed and I forgot to call.
How can you forget to call and you're looking at 5 years prison?
I try my best, ma'am, and then I was just like, it was overwhelming. I don't know. I mean, I apologize. I know all my excuses ain't good enough. I know.
No.
I could do. I'm just trying to do better in my life, and I think this. I
ISF, but we'll have to.
And you know felony, and you know the reason why felony drug court wouldn't accept you, right? And it's based upon some of the allegations in the motion that probation, that the state is not proceeding on. You understand that? So, you all are saying ISF? All right, the court will deny the motion. Alternate amend conditions to include ISF and the UA hotline until further notice. Is there anything else? All right, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No.
Your attorney is not on probation, you are. Is there anything else that you need?
I'm just planning to do better with my life and follow all the directions. I messed up. I do agree, and it's my fault, and I do accept the responsibilities, and I'm just willing to do better.
All right, good luck to you.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Court calls the case Other People versus Portia, is it Elledge?
Assistant Public Defender Quinn Anderson with the Ellis is approaching. We submitted a plea form. This will be a plea for misdemeanor use with no objection to 7411.
That's the court's understanding of the agreement. Is that a correct?
Correct, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. May I have her sworn, please?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help me God.
Yes.
State your name.
My name is Portia Elledge.
Ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you're going to be pleading guilty to the charge of use of cocaine. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration, $2,000 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Ma'am, I also have to apprise you that while I'm taking your plea, I would not be your sentencing judge, and you would be sentenced before Judge Washington in the 14B District Court. You understand that?
Yes.
Still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
I plead guilty.
All right, now you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
All right. Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal over it.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead to this charge?
No.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily
Yes.
of your own free will
Yes.
and because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense?
Yes.
On August 17th, 2022, at the location of Holmes Road near Sweet Road, Ypsilanti Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, did you have cocaine in your possession?
Yes.
Had you used it?
Yes.
Did you know what you were using was cocaine?
Yes.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Pre-sentence investigation and report is ordered at 14B probation. Sentencing in this matter will be
7th at 10 a.m. before Judge Washington.
March 7th, 2024. At 9 a.m.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. before Judge Washington.
Thank you, Your Honor. And may I address our bond, please?
May counsel approach.
Yes.
I have children. I got children. I'm sorry. I've been in the hospital. I've been in all kind of stuff. I was incarcerated in another jail. I was in Wayne County Jail. That's why I didn't come back the first time. That's where that war got.
Okay, and the court's question was that there was a warrant that was issued for the defendant's failure to, she had a PR initially on this case. She didn't appear in April of 2023. She's not arraigned again by us until February of 2024. And my question was, where was she? And then I'm going to have a follow-up question.
Okay, yes, Your Honor. So in April, there is some notes that she contacted our office that she had COVID and wasn't able to appear. It looks like that's the date that the warrant was issued. She indicates to me that she was in the hospital some time and she was in a car accident and also in custody in the Wayne County Jail. Do you remember the dates or how long you were in Wayne County?
I was in there 45 days.
How did she come back into custody?
I was in a car. I was in a car with someone and they was driving a stolen vehicle.
So you didn't turn yourself in, even after all that time. Motion for bond reduction denied. Bond will continue.
I didn't, honestly, it was all that time went past. I honestly forgot, Your Honor, about this charge. I would come. I don't mind coming to court for it. That's why I'm pleading guilty for it.
Take it up with Judge Washington. My decision is bond denied.
Thank you.
Why would you sit there and have me plead guilty this week?
You still gonna get the.
I got all these other court dates. My baby birthday is on the 20th. Why would you tell me I was getting out of here?
You were getting out. I told you the judge had to make that decision.
I'm sorry, guys. My baby's about to be 2 years old and you playing with me like that, bro. Keep playing with me. Come on here, bro. You don't let my family see in the rain. No. I'm about to miss my baby birthday, please. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
And it's gone.
Thank you guys for sticking with me here. I'm trying to get this out by 6. So hopefully right now it's 5:17. Hopefully I will have it uploaded and ready to go live at 6. But my internet sometimes is not very good and it's snowing. So it's even worse then. We'll see. If it's not 6, it'll be 7. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate the fact that you are here. And I'll see you next time.